Jim here with my review of Ascended, the Omega Nexus by Jerry and Roger Reece. A lot of times here at Nerdlocker, we are sent materials to review, and a lot of times we turn them down or we don't even look at them because they're just not good. A lot of independent stuff is not good. I'm glad there's a lot of people out there trying, but a lot of it is just not good, and we just don't have the time to cover everything. In this case, we were very, very surprised. This was a great read. It's a novel, which was a little long, but that's what they are, and it was really, really nice. A little backstory on the brothers. They're originally from Barbados, and as kids, they moved to New York. Obviously, that's a big change of scenery, and they found themselves sort of alienated with their new surroundings. So they were watching a lot of movies, reading comic books, that sort of thing, and they also realized that what they were seeing wasn't what they were, which was black. What's awesome is they decided to go ahead and create their own superhero world. I found this fascinating. This was when they were kids. Now, as they're adults, they've revisited these characters they created, and now they've put it into a novel. I am just amazed how well this came off. We start in this book with Ty, who eventually turns to be Ty Slade. But Ty, and it's very nice because it starts in basic reality in that this is a world we're familiar with. No problem, New York City. We can all dig where this is coming from. And him and his girlfriend Kelly live together. We can get that. The book gradually gets crazier as we go along and delves in this world of superheroes or mutants or genetic alterations as they actually are. And it's nice because we can follow the characters and their craziness as it goes along because we were originally based in reality. Really enjoyed that. And it's a great use of history as well. I really appreciated how they assimilate the Vietnam War and other historical facts into the story. And that's how the mutants basically came about, in that General Lassiter brought on board Dr. Emmanuel Brown, who was black and not given a chance because he was a minority during the 60s, to experiment on finding a super soldier that we could use, the Americans could use in Vietnam and against communism during the 60s. And what's cool is out of that were these eventual children that were born that they found out developed these powers. Now, along the way, these two friends disagreed on the path that they were going, and they became enemies. And that's kind of where we pick up now. And it's really cool how they bring all these characters together, because there's a lot of characters that they're introducing, and at times that was probably one of the bad things. At times I got a little confused. There are also some transitions within the writing where I didn't quite get how we got there and why we went somewhere else. That was a little confusing, but I loved how these characters, in the end, all came together. I love the story of the Slade brothers, and then we have Ryan, Ty, and Michael. That was very cool, and how they were basically raised by Dr. Brown, and then they escaped, and they lost where each other was, but then they get back together. Obviously, there's a huge battle with the General Lassiter's group called Sting, which I love too. I'm a huge James Bond fan, so I love this sort of secret organization that's trying to rule the world. I love that sort of stuff. So I love how the Reece brothers were able to put this all together, play it out, and put it all together in a novel which really, really came together and played out really well. I highly recommend anybody takes a chance. This is on Amazon, so you can go ahead and look it there. I'm going to post a link right here. I'm going to recommend this to everybody, and I'm going to go ahead and give it 3.5 Nerd Skulls out of 5.